Desolation of Smaug. So let's have a look at your questions. Thank you. So I have your questions here on the iPad, and we'll have a look at them.
Hey Peter, Chris here. Hope all is well. I've heard it often said by you and the writers that the most difficult chapter in the Lord of the Rings trilogy to craft as a story was the Two Towers, and that totally makes sense. The middle chapter has no definitive beginning, and it certainly doesn't have a conclusive ending. And I was just curious if last year, when you guys went from 2 films with The Hobbit, 3 films, if there was at least 1 or 2 moments of kind of kicking yourself and going, gosh, we just kind of resurrected a bunch of old problems, giving ourselves, again, that middle chapter. So I guess my question to you is, how has the process now been going from 2 to 3 and finding the emotional arc for this middle chapter, the Desolation of Smaug? Thanks.
Yeah, well, you're right. I mean, it is complicated to do a middle film. But the advantage is that we have multiple storylines. The first of the Hobbit movies is a fairly linear film. Gandalf leads the dwarves across Middle-earth at the beginning of his adventure. The great thing about the second movie, as it was with the Two Towers actually, is that the story starts splitting into multiple storylines, and we follow different characters as the story intensifies and the stakes go up.
It has been a long time since Thorin Oakenshield travelled so far east. For what purpose?
When Tolkien wrote The Hobbit in 1937, he created the character of Thranduil, who in our movie is played by Lee Pace. And some 10 or 15 years later, as he was writing The Lord of the Rings, he wanted an elfish character to be part of the Fellowship, and so he created Legolas. So when we visit the Woodland Realm in The Hobbit, it just seemed like a great opportunity for us to actually have Legolas there. He is Thranduil's son, and it just seemed natural, and it also gives us an ability to expand the storyline of the Wood Elves, which is something that we were very interested in doing. We also go into the world of men as well, to Lake Town, and meeting the Master, played by Stephen Fry.
No, he's here. He's here. The Master.
Alfred is manservant. The Master of Lake Town is a rather political figure. In terms of the storyline, he does present an obstacle to the dwarves.
I have seen dwarves, sire.
Dwarves! I gave no permission for dwarves to enter the city.
So he's a valuable character to have, and Stephen Fry just seemed like a natural to us.
I'm suave, debonair. With a naturally handsome me. Somebody has to take over the mantle from Orlando Bloom. The most desirable figure to be in a Tolkien adaptation.
There is a lot of ironic humour, a satirical kind of edge to the Master in the way that he is in the book, actually, that Tolkien wrote, plus we certainly use that tone in the film. But rather than just talk about the Master, why don't we actually hear from the man himself? Stephen.
Hello, this is Stephen Fry here. I play the Master of Lake Town in The Hobbit 2, The Desolation of Smaug. I can't tell you what a sorrow it is for me not to be in New Zealand at the moment. In fact, as we speak, England is decimating the New Zealand cricket side, but that's irrelevant. That's not the reason I would want to be in New Zealand, although it is good enough. I'd want to be in New Zealand because it's a lovely place to be, but mostly because I just loved working on The Hobbit. My part is in The Hobbit 2, and possibly in The Hobbit 3. I don't know. Part of the glory.
Well, I'm sure that Stephen won't mind if we just answer another question very quickly.
It's a magnificent book.
Hello, Peter. We are Rita from Beijing, China. We want to ask you some questions. I really like the role Legolas, and it's clear Orlando Bloom. What's the reason you chose him to play this role? Does he have some similarities with this role?
Orlando doesn't really have similarities to Legolas. He's much more relaxed and laid back, and is a really funny guy.
Imagine if I just told the sword and he stabbed you in the back. That's another movie altogether.
Whereas Legolas Legolas tends to be a little uptight, shall we say.
There was more that you could tell us. There was nothing more you could tell me.
So no, I mean, Orlando brings Legolas to life brilliantly as an actor, but the character is very different to Orlando in person. In fact, why don't we say hi to Orlando?
To all my dear friends and, quite honestly, what feels like the extended family at this point down in New Zealand, Peter, all fans who are down there, I hope there's a live event. I'm really sorry I can't be there. Nobody understands these worlds or this character quite like Peter, so I have a question for Peter. Out of your crazy, wild, creative imagination, what moment are you most looking forward to seeing appear on the screen? You don't have to say that list. We all know it's going to be.
Anything you're in, Orlando, anything you're in is obviously brilliant. I mean, it's so good we don't even need to talk about it here. People can just see for themselves in December. But in terms of other scenes that other people are in, I would say the confrontation between Smaug and Bilbo.
Yeah, Smaug's just woken up basically. And he knows someone's there. So I'm about to put the ring on. The ring of invisibility and try to escape from it.
But his head's following you now, so it's like backing away.
It's probably the highlight of this particular movie for me. It's such an iconic Tolkien scene.
Bullets will take some catching. And so do burglars.
We'll just pop back to London to see if Stephen has anything more to add.
I know the orange spots and all that. More or less, my filming is traditional acting in real astonishing quality. I'm shall we say, a greedy character, a corrupt character. It's perhaps the only moment in The Hobbit where Tolkien gets in a bit of politics, a bit of satire on local government. I can't tell you what kind of end I come to, because I didn't actually know. That's the mystery. I'm going back to help complete the film, and we all hope you get as much pleasure out of it as we have derived from making it.
Hello, Peter. My name is Marina. I want to ask what were your new characters and Hobbit is a great movie and I love it. Thanks for watching me, and I hope you will answer to my questions.
Yeah, well, I mean, The Hobbit has a lot of new characters that appear in the second movie, The Desolation of Smaug. Thranduil, who we saw very briefly in the prologue of Unexpected Journey. Luke Evans as Bard the Bowman.
To all those brilliant fans, and I know there's been millions of you, I'm Bard the Bowman. I'm part of the family now, and I'm very glad to be here.
Luke is an absolutely terrific actor, and he has created a character with a sense of enigma about him. He has a kind of almost a Robin Hoodish kind of mystery, slightly shady background.
And that will get you killed.
We're having a lot of fun. We're having a lot of fun with that character, not really knowing whether he is a good guy or a bad guy. But in terms of a new character, if you literally want to say a new character, in other words, a character that doesn't even appear in Tolkien's book, we have created an elvish character, female character called Tauriel. And Tauriel is like a bodyguard of Thranduil's. She's part of the elven, the woodland guard, we call them. And they're not the high elves, they're a more lowly form of elf. And she certainly hasn't got the status of, say, Legolas, who's the king's son. And eventually Lily plays Tauriel. And we're quite excited about the storyline that we have created for Tauriel. As you can see, she's not an elf guard to mess with.
You like killing